Love and Hip Hop is one of the most popular franchises in reality TV. It first started as a show in New York that documented the professional and personal lives of recording artists and producers. Now, well-known celebrities like Rick Ross, Nick Cannon have appeared on the show. Due to the show's success, we now get to watch the dramatic and unfiltered lives of successful musicians across the US. Welcome to our channel. In this video, we'll be talking about some of the most heated moments on the reality TV show Love and Hip Hop. The first one we'll call Safaree Gets a Rude Awakening. Divorce is never an easy thing to go through, and the fact that you're a celebrity doesn't make things easier. However, while Safaree and Erica Mina were planning their divorce, it turns out that the Jamaican rapper hadn't fully processed what it really entails.
Oh man, this shit is, oh my god.
Not until his friends pointed it out during a game of cards. During the game, Mendices brought up the topic of Safaree's and Erica's divorce. At the time of the divorce, the couple just had a son, and Safaree mentioned his intentions to order a paternity test because the baby didn't look like him. His friends advised him to wait it out, saying babies don't usually look like either of their parents right off the bat. It was when someone made a joke that the baby might look like Richie D that things began to get a little intense. Richie and Erica were in a long relationship before they broke up, and Erica got married to Safaree, who is also a longtime friend of Richie's. However, during the divorce, Richie and Erica started getting closer, texting, drinking together, etc., which bothered Safaree. Anyways, Richie assured him that nothing extra was going on between the two. When that was resolved, Lil Scrappy asked Safaree if there was a chance that he and Erica could get back together. However, Safaree thought the chances were slim. Then Lil Scrappy told Safaree about how the divorce would open his kids and ex-wife up to other men, and clearly Safaree did not like the thought of it. He got up from his chair, threw some cards in the direction of the camera, picked up his chair, and tried to throw it. He actually ended up hitting his head with the chair. It was obvious that Safaree hadn't exactly thought about the concept of divorce, and he just got a rude awakening. While he stormed out of the room, his friends thought watching Safaree throw a tantrum was kind of funny.
You threw a chip and the chip looked like it hit your ass back in the head. So that was really God saying, knock knock, wake up.
Carly and Spice go head to head. Arguments are very common on reality TV shows, but the argument between Carly and Spice over a leaked demo has to be one of the most intense arguments on the show. Earlier that day, Carly invited Spice to a public event with other important people in attendance. For example, the CEO of Carly's record label, Big Shot Producers, and a lot of people from the media and the press. After exchanging pleasantries, Carly introduced Spice to the CEO of Legacy Records, who had given her a record deal for a song she and Spice had been working on for some time. Spice revealed that she was shocked because the demo wasn't even completed yet, and what was left was for Carly to finish up her part of the project. However, when talking to the CEO of Legacy Records, Carly made it sound like the track hadn't been completed because of Spice. Spice explained that she and Carly had planned to do the song together for over 2 years, and in all that time, she has been waiting for Carly to prove that she's taking the project seriously. But on the contrary, Carly had repeatedly failed to play her part, making Spice skeptical about completing the record. Carly, who seemed oblivious to Spice's point of view, started playing the demo very publicly without Spice's approval. Spice was not very happy with the fact that Carly was careless enough to play their unfinished demo in front of everyone, so she stormed off. Carly followed her, and that was when they got into their argument. Spice started by saying she wasn't sure she wanted to continue working with Carly because of how unserious she was about the project. However, Carly broke down in tears, going on about how hurt she felt that Spice didn't want to work with her and how it was her long-time dream to work with her. Spice thought Carly was being too dramatic for her to handle and walked away from the scene, especially when Carly began to scream at the top of her voice. The two women may be very good friends, but we all know Spice takes her career very seriously and doesn't let any relationships jeopardize it. Lil Scrappy walks into an ambush. Drama can be messy, especially when it's between couples. And one thing that can make it even messier is when a third party is involved. On Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, it was obvious that Lil Scrappy and his wife, Bambi, have had issues for a while. And many times, we've got the feeling that the two were considering getting a divorce, although nobody acted on that. However, we've heard Scrappy say a couple of times that he and his wife were trying to hold on and work things out because of their young children, but it's not always that easy. One of the problems Bambi has ran into with Scrappy is the fact that he tells his mother about everything, their quarrels and issues, and she just thinks it's too much. On the other side, Scrappy thinks it's better to tell his mother, who is family, about their issues than tell friends who are strangers. The difference in opinions has caused a lot of drama and tension between the two, but this time it resulted in a very public, heated argument. Apparently, Scrappy's mother started rumors that her son wanted a divorce, and Bambi caught wind of this and told her friends about it over lunch. She was telling them about how Scrappy and his mom always make her a target and have something to blame her for. Rashida, Bambi's friend, talked about how immature it was for Scrappy to go and tell his mom about all their problems, especially when he does it in a way that makes her look bad. While she was consoling her very upset friend, Scrappy walked in and was welcomed by 3 women with judgmental looks. According to him, it was like he had walked into a trap, and he wasn't so far off. The women ignored his greeting and hit him with how upset and disappointed they were by the situation with him and his mom. Scrappy was quick to defend himself, and he and Bambi got into a very heated exchange of words. That was neither the time nor the place, and a few production members had to step in to separate them. At the end of the day, the issue wasn't addressed because both Bambi and Scrappy kept deflecting. It was definitely a sore sight. Father-daughter problems get out of hand. Relationships can be very complicated, especially when it's family members. And it's common knowledge that Rashida and her dad have had very unpleasant relationships for the longest time. According to Rashida, her father was unreasonable, absent, and the most stubborn man she had ever met, which has made it very difficult to have a relationship with him. In fact, one time while having a phone conversation, she told him that she was going to cut him off from her life for good, and she did for a while. However, her mother, Miss Charlene, decided to play mediator once again. She thought a face-to-face conversation would do them good, but instead, a very heated argument ensued between the two. The meeting started with Rashida apologizing for the nasty things she said to her father during their last conversation. She admitted that that was not the right way to handle her anger, and she regretted doing so. However, she told her father that she expected him to man up and admit whenever he was doing wrong as well. But that was where things started to go downhill very quickly. Rashida's father, Harold, retorted by saying he can admit when he's wrong, but he's never going to be wrong about anything. In that moment, it became obvious that they were not going to make any progress, and that statement seemed to rile Rashida up. They argued about a lot of things. For example, the fact that he had been absent for 7 years, the nasty things he said about her husband, Kirk, and how he thinks that Kirk is not the best partner for her. The battle of words went on and on until Rashida told her dad to leave her house. At the end of the day, the heat cooled off and Rashida and her parents agreed to give each other a chance to mend their relationships, as well as Harold's perception of Kirk. They didn't exactly hug it out or anything at the end, but it was progress. And judging from the level of stubbornness present in that room, it's obvious that they are indeed father and daughter. Scrappy gets into it with his mother. Since his appearance on the show in 2012, Scrappy has had to deal with several issues with his career, relationships, and even himself as a person. His mother, popularly known as Mama D, has been at the center of many of his problems. Take his relationship with Bambi, for example. Mama D has meddled in their business so much that she almost single-handedly destroyed their relationship. Scrappy and everybody surrounding him can see how his mother is a problem. However, he never confronts her about it. When he finally did, the ensuing conversation ended up becoming one of the most intense conversations on the show. Scrappy unpacked some things from his childhood and how they affected him and his relationship with his mother. It was so bad that it became a public fight. However, it started out as a simple conversation between a mother and her son. Mama D was telling Scrappy about how disrespectful he was towards her, and he told her that she hadn't been the most respectful person either, and that she deserved his harsh treatment because she hadn't been a good mother to him and his sister. Mama D was a pimp and a drug lord, which exposed Scrappy and his sister to the wrong people growing up. Now, after giving him the worst childhood, she was out here making his adulthood unbearable. These words hurt Mama D and she got pretty angry, completely blind to the fact that her son was hurting as well. They both said terrible things about each other in the heat of anger, and everybody just stood there unsure whether or not to get involved. Thanks for checking out this video. Hit us up in the comment section and give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content.